flip the script. We have a special guest in studio with us today. We have with us MA2, Jason Mata. Thanks for coming to the show, Jason. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's MA2 Mata made of? How does he fit into this well-oiled suit of machine? And what makes him tick, aka what hobbies keep you coming back for more?
Well, some of the hobbies that I like to do, I like to play my guitar, right? I like to practice a little bit. I like to box. Boxing is one of the things that keeps me going day in and day out, and to teach it as well. That's one of the best things that I love to do.
Okay. I don't know a lot about boxing. It looks cool. I like to see it. I'm going to be honest with you, my cardio's trash, but I think that would be something I would really enjoy. Could you tell me a little bit more about boxing? What's your history and experience with it?
So my history, we've been doing it in my family for 3 generations now. My grandfather started it back in the 60s. He was an amateur fighter. He was a 3-time Golden Gloves champion. And then he went professional. He had a record of 17-1. In the 90s, in 1997, he started a boxing program for the at-risk youth in San Antonio, in the west side of San Antonio, where poverty was all-time high, crime rates were all-time high. He just wanted to give that outlet to the kids in that area, and he did it all for free. My father, he took that program and he added a mental health component to it. And myself, when I was younger, I started training when I was 5 years old, and started competing when I was 8, all the way up to when I was into college.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really a 3-generation legacy of helping at-risk youth for so long to have this program running. And that's just so cool to have that kind of experience within your family and for you to continue it. So can you share with me some of the challenges you've faced personally in your time boxing?
Some of the times in my personal life, there's a lot of things in boxing that you have to have. You have to have a lot of discipline. And it's kind of hard when you have a lot of outside things, hitting you from all sides. It gets very complicated in your personal life. But to still maintain and still have that ambition and that drive to keep it going, that's one of the things they teach you in boxing, is to be very disciplined. For myself, growing up, being in that area that I grew up in, there's a few things that you had to endure. The environment that you grow up in kind of shapes up how people are in that area. Like I said, the crime rate was at all-time high. You meet a lot of people that can easily influence you to bring you down. You have to have that mindset where you can push forward and be strong throughout all these things. And boxing gives you that. It gives you that discipline.
Yeah, it's so wonderful that your family has created this more safe outlet, an alternative to getting in trouble and getting into bad influences, where instead you can train up this discipline. That's really amazing. So do you think in this way, because, you could have been out doing bad stuff, you could have been out getting in trouble, you were here honing your discipline, working on your body, working on, like you said, mental health. Can you feel that boxing has helped shape who you are today? And tell me a little bit about what that means to you in your life.
Oh, most definitely. It has shaped me who I am. As a kid, me and my sister, we have gone through a lot of things in our lives growing up. When we got a little older, seeing my uncle, pass away in front of us, I'm just going to say it like that, it kind of really messed with us, right?
Certainly.
My sister, she suffered a lot from mental illness after that, and myself, I went quiet. I used to have really long hair like the Beatles. I mean, now I ain't got no hair, but but that used to be real chubby. I was quiet. I didn't want to talk to nobody, and this is all in elementary. Because of what had happened, it took a toll on us so much that it affected us so bad. And because of that, because I didn't talk, because I was, heavy set, long hair, people would mess with me. They would bully me and things like that. And I would let it happen. I felt as a kid that I kind of deserved it. And it was because of that low self-esteem that I had about myself.
Right.
It was so easy when I went to middle school to fall into the things that were around me, because again, that was the environment that we lived in. There was a lot of gang activity. At the time, San Antonio had one of the most aggressive crime rates in the States, so you would see it all the time. You would hear, you hear police car, and ambulance. Police car, ambulance. I had cousins come over and they'll be like, "Hey, what is that?" And all of a sudden, police car, fire truck. Oh, that's new.
Gosh.
Something's going on. Something new, crazy. But that's just how it was. When I got a little older, in my teenage years, because of everything that happened to me at a young age, I was a lot more aggressive. And that was just because of all the things I had gone through. When my parents were dealing with my sister and all her stuff, I was kind of left to myself. I was kind of living by myself. That's at least what it felt like.
Right.
And so when you have a kid or a teenager, or adolescent, however you want to say it, dealing with these issues, these grown issues as a young adult or a young kid, it kind of leaves your mind to wonder. At some point or another, I didn't want to do certain things because I felt like my parents couldn't handle two kids, dealing with the same issues. So that's what kind of kept me going forward. However, when I was about 13 years old is when I started boxing again. When I started boxing, it kind of left that outlet for myself, to let all that anger out, to let all those frustrations out, to let that my self-esteem to rise up again, because I was so low at a very dark place at the time. And it got to the point where I lost a whole bunch of weight. I lost about 50 pounds. I cut my hair, so I have all that crazy hair going on. And but more so, my father, he made me be this trainer for other kids, a peer-to-peer trainer. When that happened, I started to realize that some of these kids that would come through, some of these kids that would train with us, were going through something, either the exact same thing or something similar to what I was going through. All that would go through my heart and go through my mind is that people sometimes need help, right? Yeah. And the way that we were doing it through boxing really helped them. And it really spoke out to me at a very young age. So I kept doing it. I stayed on it. We were on a TV show, actually, because of it. We're on a show called Secret Millionaire on ABC with Jeff Ushner. And that's a story in itself. But we're also in HBO Latino with Sergio Martinez, the middleweight champion of the world at the time. And because of those things, it really flipped my whole switch.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It gave me this drive to keep doing it. I love it.
It's really wonderful to hear that not only did it change who you were and really lift you up from a low place, and it's something that came from your family, your heritage, generations. You were able to take that and not only change your own life, but become a leader in yourself and share that with others who you guys could tell they needed the same thing. And better than that, I hear you're starting a boxing program right here.
Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm starting a boxing program here on base. It's sponsored by the MWR. I had a big help from Fleeting Family for getting us started, and CMC Barney. So I thank y'all for that. I do it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 17:30 to 20:30, and I welcome everybody. People who are brand new, people who are experienced, everything. It is non-contact though, so there is no sparring. So this is one of the things to keep in mind. But it really is good exercise, and it's a really good outlet.
How are you hoping to see your program benefit the sailors here of Souda Bay?
The sailors for Souda Bay, I hope to give them an outlet to work out their frustrations, their stress, maybe as a tool to keep them going forward, to give them that spirit as a fighter. To be, not everybody needs to be a world champion, right? But if you have the spirit of a fighter and you learn how to keep pushing forward and have that discipline, you already won half the battle right there.
There you go. Absolutely. I think I want to sign up for this. I'm going to be McDanger on the radio and in the ring. How can we sign up?
You can sign up through MWR or the fitness center.
Okay.
They should have me on schedule right there with Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. If you ask them at the front desk, they should be able to point you in the right direction. I also have a group chat that I have people, when they do ask me, I'll put them in. I let them know exactly what to do or where to go. We do train over there by the TRX, which is in front of the fire department, right next to the tennis court.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this. It sounds like you have a lot of great stuff coming up in store for all of us. Do you have anything else you want to put out here before we wrap things up?
Yeah. I just want to say thank you to y'all for having me here. Thank you to Denise Pendergrass from Fleeting Family for helping me out getting this started. Same with CMC Barney. Thank you to every person who has come through the program so far and for the future. I hope everybody has a great day. And yeah, I mean.
Hey, thanks for coming on, and we thank you for showing up and sharing this with us, sharing your program with the base. I know that's going to do a lot of big things for all of us, and I'm really looking forward to seeing big things from you in the future. Thank you so much, MA2.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You as well.
Cross my heart, hope to die to my love.
Very good.
Thanks.
Very